This is my pre-review to the review of my Engwe Engine X. So, I was going to make it all as one video, but I don't think that's fair on Engwe, to be honest. I do, however, feel it's a fair way to review Engwe themselves though. So, I think it was a Tuesday night, I took the plunge and finally ordered my Engine X. In all honesty, I was surprised how quick it came. It came by like the Saturday morning. I should also say at this point, I literally just bought the e-bike because I wanted an e-bike. I had no intention of making reviews or anything like that, and I didn't actually own a GoPro or anything, so I couldn't have done. So anyway, yeah, the bike came on the Saturday. The guy delivering it actually asked me to help him carry it in because it was too heavy. It was heavy. The box was massive. So yeah, I got the box upstairs, and that day I opened it and started building it. I have to say, the packaging was really good. Like, I genuinely don't know what more Engwe can do to make sure your bike comes as it's meant to without anything broken, because it was extremely well protected in the box. Reviews had said it takes about half an hour to build your bike. I won't lie, it took me probably an hour, 2 hours. I'm not really efficient at building bikes. I had a small space to work in. It wasn't hard, it's just it wasn't particularly quick for me. So when it came, from what I remember, I had to put the front wheel on, the front mudguard, the handlebar pole and the handlebar itself, the brakes and LCD and all that was already wired up to the handlebars, so I basically had to put them into the handlebar stem and then tighten it up. So yeah, it's pretty easy to build. The pedals, I had to put the pedals on as well. All the tools came with it. There was an Allen key short. You have to move the display unit, and it has tiny little screw things for an Allen key. There wasn't an Allen key for that, but everything else was in the package. Yeah, it was a pretty simple build. Oh, I forgot, I needed to attach the seat as well and the front light. So yeah, I got it all built. I forgot that I needed to charge it, as you do. When I opened the charger box, there was an EU plug. I'm in the UK, so EU's 2 pin, we have 3 pins. So clearly, I couldn't charge it. I was quite annoyed, if I'm honest. I mean, I had to order my bike from the UK website, and the reason for that is because of import tax. Like, it's literally £100 dearer on the UK website than it is on the EU website. So yeah, because on the UK website it's £100 dearer, I'd assume, obviously it's because of import tax, so I'd assume if I live in the EU and I order off the UK website, I'd have to pay the more expensive price in the first place, but I'd have to pay it again because I'd have to import it to my country from the UK, so I'd have to import it twice in effect, which would make no sense, would it? So only UK residents are going to order from the UK website. So yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable to be pretty annoyed that they've sent a UK bike out with an EU charger. Like, what's the point of sending a bike that I can't charge or use? So the day after, I went out and I bought an adapter so I could plug the 2 pins into a 3-pin plug. I plugged it in and nothing. No light, no nothing. The charger just didn't work. Obviously I was disappointed. I wanted to use my bike, but I don't think it's fair to blame Engwe because, I mean, how many of these bikes do they sell? So there's going to be things don't work or things get broke, or there's going to be a percentage of bikes that are faulty. It's inevitable. It's just how it works. So I emailed Engwe, their customer support. It's a Chinese company, so it usually takes about 24 hours to get a reply. So the day after I got the reply saying, look, we're sorry, we'll replace the charger. I won't lie, in the first email I wasn't particularly gentle with Engwe. I was rather annoyed that it was an EU charger in the first place, and I made that very clear to them. But in their reply they was very polite, very professional, and they seemed like they really wanted to help. Now, when you order an Engwe bike, I'm not sure if it's 3 to 10 working days or 7 to 10 working days. Either way, they say it's under 10 days or whatever. So I assumed to get a new charger would be about the same. Now I think I left it maybe 10 days plus, and they hadn't got the charger yet, so I emailed Engwe, and from what I remember they basically said we can't do anything for the next 2 weeks because it's Chinese New Year and everybody's off. Now they'd already told me that they was going to send it, so I was rather annoyed that it hadn't been sent. So now I had to wait 2 more weeks, which makes like 3 weeks, maybe 4, before I can use my bike that I've paid £1,000 for. Now if I'm honest, it was a while back. I can't remember who said what, when, how. What I do remember though is there must have been easily 20 plus emails. I also remember during the time period of Chinese New Year I did get an email off Engwe saying about filling a survey out, and that really annoyed me because you're asking me to review a bike that I've never even used, and you know full well I've not used it because I've told your customer service I ain't got a charger. Now maybe it was an automated email, but there should be a system in place that stops that happening because it was very annoying. I also got another review email saying that I gave them a certain rating on, I forget, Trustpilot it might have been. Then they'd give me €10 for a 5-star review, which again told them that it was bang out of order. Not only had I not used the bike, but to buy a review is ridiculous. Like, it should genuinely be a fair review or nothing. It probably took 5, 6, maybe a bit more weeks before they actually got delivered a working charger. This charger came with a UK plug and it worked, so I then charged my bike. Now, as I said, I'd bought this bike off the UK website. At the time it was £1,050 with a £20 new customer discount, so I paid £1,030 for it. Now I think it's fair to say I was rather annoyed and not the most pleasant customer in the world. I didn't swear, but I was very blunt and very harsh with Engwe because I wanted my bike. I'd paid £1,030 for something that I can't use, and to me for 6 weeks it was a doorstop. So basically it was in the way for 6 weeks. It's still in the way now, but it's mine now, it's my bike, so I can accept that. But when it was a doorstop, it was just an obstacle in my flat I couldn't get any use from. Now, as I say, it was a little while ago. I don't remember the exact details, but when Engwe message you back, they basically tell you what you want to know. Like, they're polite, courteous and apologetic, and they're like, yeah, we'll send you it out, but it just feels like it's just words, because that person doesn't check it's in stock and they can actually send it and they can back up what they're saying. They're just saying they'll do it to shut you up basically, and that was really annoying for me. Like, I'd rather they just said, look, we've had manufacturing issues, it's going to take 6 weeks, we're really sorry, but that's what it is. I'd have been annoyed, but I'd rather them just be honest. I also have to take some of the blame. During the 6 weeks, I want to say at least 3 times, it could have been more, it could have been 2, but Engwe offered to buy a charger for me. They basically said, look, if you can get yourself a charger, we'll refund whatever it costs you. So they was happy for me to buy my own charger and fix the problem myself, and be reimbursed for it. An issue for me was I didn't really want a universal charger. I'm not really great with electrics, I don't really know that much about them. I know some basic stuff and I know a bit more now, but I wouldn't have had a clue which charger to buy or which was the best or anything like that. So I basically just wanted the official charger that comes with it, but working. So I refused their offer to buy my own charger and persisted with getting them to send me one. So in the end, they sent me a fully working charger. My bike was as it originally should have been. At no point during any of them emails was ever ignored. They replied to me every single email. They was always polite and courteous and apologetic, and they did fix my problem. They wanted to fix my problem, and as much as I don't like that they lied and the time period kept altering and stuff like that, they genuinely fixed the problem. There was also a compensation, which I'm not going to tell you how much it was or what it was. That was what me and Engwe agreed to make me whole again, if you like. Now I'll also stress, and I do mean stress, that the compensation they gave me was not, how can I put this, it wasn't under any terms or conditions. Like, they just said, here's the compensation as a sorry for the time it's taken. There was no like, well, we'll give you this compensation if you shut up and don't mention the problems. It was literally a sorry compensation. So they did make me whole in the end. Now, I'm not going to speak for every Engwe customer. I can only go off my personal experience, and yeah, I think the timescale was too much. It should have been quicker, even accounting for the Chinese New Year holiday. But they did fix my bike. They listened to the problem, they tried to fix it, and eventually they sorted it out. So yeah, me personally, I'd rate Engwe maybe 4 out of 5. As I said, they did fix the problem. They was kind and courteous and apologetic. They gave me compensation to make me whole. So apart from the time it took them, which again, the compensation was probably more than it would have been if it had been a quick fix, they did genuinely try and help. So yeah, I have to give them at least 4 out of 5. Something I need to put into context is this $10 bribe. And it is a bribe because they're offering you money for a 5-star review. But they're not saying like, if you give us 100 reviews, we'll give you $10 for each. They're saying for 1 review. And also, they're saying this to people who've bought their bikes. Now what you need to think is, my Engine X was £1,050. The EP2 Pro is like £950. So is $10. Now bear in mind it's dollars, so it's not even like pounds, so it's probably about £6. Is that money worth compromising your integrity and giving them a 5-star review if you don't genuinely think that they deserve one? I don't think it is. So I don't think, even though it sounds like they've bought feedback and they've bought 5-star reviews, I don't think they really have. I don't think anybody paying £1,000 is going to say, yeah, it's an amazing bike and it works super great and all that sort of stuff for a tenner. I mean, be real. It's less. It's what is it? It's a percent. So my personal opinion is that's not buying 5-star reviews. I mean, if they just said, look, we'll pay you $10 for every 5-star review you write on Trustpilot. You can do a review in what, 5-10 minutes. Like, I'd literally spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours writing reviews after reviews after reviews and earning $10 for every single one of them if that were the case, but it's not. It's 1 review per customer per purchase. And yeah, it's a very small percentage of the actual money you're spending. And I spent $1,050 and I wouldn't want a have somebody spending the same sort of money, because it's a lot of money. It's a bike, it's 1,050 quid. It's, for a normal person, I don't think it's cheap at all. It's cheap for what it is, but I don't think for a normal person it is cheap. So I wouldn't want somebody else to spend a lot of money on something that's absolutely rubbish if I thought that way, just to get myself a tenner back. No. Before I go, just in case I forget, I think it was my first ride on my Engine X. I heard a clank and looked back, and the bottom part of my bike standard fell off. I have no idea what happened to the screw. It just disappeared, so I lost that permanently. I did find another screw for it and put it back together, and now it stands fine. But if you do buy a bike, not just Engwe, like any bike, learn from my mistake and tighten up everything that you know has a screw to tighten. I can't really blame Engwe for that. It should have been tight, but it wasn't. So yeah, just check. In addition, during the time that I waited for my bike to be fixed, I passed time watching YouTube, saw some video of customising your Engwe Engine X, and thought, that's pretty cool. So I bought parts to customise it. The first part I bought was brake discs. I bought 203mm brake discs for the front and back, and I fitted them before I even got to use it, to be honest. So in my review of my Engwe Engine X, you will see that the brakes are better than they was originally. I don't think I needed to upgrade the discs, but I did it anyway. Yeah. Also, by the time I'd done my review, I'd done probably 100 miles on my Engine X. In the first lot of videos I did for the review, there may be some of them still in it, there was an annoying squeaking coming from the back suspension. Like, it was like every time I turned the pedals it squeaked. Maybe Engwe should have oiled it up properly, but I sprayed it over WD-40, and in the second lot of videos the squeaking isn't really there, so I suppose that's my maintenance as well. So yeah, it's just there for the record. So as you can probably guess, there will be an Engine X review coming soon, and then after that I will be putting the new front suspension and other bits on my Engine X and modifying it. I'm not going to say I need to, I'm not going to say I don't need to. You'll have to watch the review to see what I actually think of the Engine X. But ultimately I've bought them because I want to make it look different. So yeah, them two videos will be coming soon. So, once again, if you've got this far, thank you for watching and listening. Also, let me know your stories in the comments. Like, if you had good experiences, bad experiences, was it with customer services or the actual bike itself? You tell me. I mean, I'd genuinely like to know. So yeah, if you like the video, if you like the content I'm making, let me know in the comments. Like, feedback's helpful. And like, follow and share, please. Like, it really does help. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.